Yo, you know who was the dopest independent hip hop artist that I seen doing anything independent way before a lot of people, and I I want to say it's kind of even before the Wu because the Hieroglyphics, like those are two crews. People don't never talk about them, but the Hieroglyphics was so independent. Um, and they were organized. Not the Wu Tang one. They wasn't. They was organized too. But I'm just saying another add on, not the verse. It's not a verse. But hieroglyphics, man, Domino was killing it. It's like I'm not sure who else was behind them. I can't even. I'm just freestyle talking, but I can't even talk about who else was behind Hyro. You know what I mean? And who else was behind them. But I know that every time I used to go to the record store in Philly, they had this boy named Rich Medina and some other boys he was rocking with. They had Footworks. I guess it was Bobito's Footworks, the record label. I mean, the record label. The record board, they did the thing with Stretch and Bobito. But I think Rich Medina and Bobito could have had some ownership. Like I said, I'm freestyling knowledge, so I'm just saying it. But they had the record store. And I remember in New York, I went to go buy some records, and I picked up, it was a group back then. I met this boy, his name was the DGO, or his squad name, and they had this green record. And every time I would go in there, I basically be looking to see if it's a new Hyro stuff. Because after they record on Jive, they became like independent. And I used to just look for all of their stuff. You know what I mean? Like a lot of everybody that was Hyro. But they was doing their thing independently way before so many people. I mean, they was even on the internet before a lot of people. And I liked them, and I would always listen to them detailed because their lyrics were so intricate. Like, you take a Dell would expand his style. Like, he would expand his style so many different ways, you know. And the way he would drag his lyrics and bring in those in-depth scientific lyrics mixed with like a simplistic style and then mixed with a complex. But one thing about them, they always remained to go in and out of the beat that was incredible. And they had production that was crazy. Now I know A Plus did a lot of the production and stuff like that, but he was also an MC. And they would just know how to dip in. And they were so hands-on with their stuff. They independently did their production. That's key. I know Domino was handling... Now, listen to this. I know they was handling their own publishing paper, filling out their own publishing. It's one thing to say, oh, I got my publishing in there. You really don't have no publishing. There's one thing to say, oh, I'm independent, but you got this other person that's funding your thing. And you independent is levels to this thing. And I know because I was trying to do it myself. I was trying to do a lot of stuff and I tried to get a lot of help, but I didn't have it. And maybe they could have got their push from the Job Records, you know what I mean? You know that line that OBO always say, I think it's OBO, you know. No, it's A Plus. I get my loot from Job Samba. You're not even signed yet. Something like that, you know what I mean? And you know they got their push from Job Records. But after that, it's up to you. Like if you get dropped or, you know, that was a whole thing. Oh, so-and-so got dropped. Like that was a big deal back then in the day, back in the 90s or the 80s, or they got dropped off their label, you know what I mean? I get my loot from Job Samba. You're not even signed yet. Something like that, A Plus said. And that was a big deal. Like you like, oh, they got dropped. Damn, they whack or damn, they couldn't hold the curve. But they came right with it, and they came because they knew one thing, that it was their name that was big, and the companies provided them with the name. So hieroglyphics on the independent tip, them niggas was killing it. You know what I'm saying? And the rhyme schemes that they had was so incredible. Like I remember the joint they had, No Man's Land, and that album is what really solidified it with me. I always liked Dell because Dell came out and Dell his style was always off the hook. I liked his album, and they just had this flow that was incredible. Like they could smash any MC. Like I know everybody get hype over the today's rap. I mean the rappers, and people say the same stuff. Oh, Nas, Biggie, and Eminem and all these other rappers. But I would look at them and go, these niggas is wild with it. Cause they be saying stuff that's pro-black, but they not being preachy. And then they're saying the odd, obscure, scientific shit mixed in with the pro-black, mixed in with an urban aesthetic that dominates any rapper that I heard that people keep saying is so great. Now, I like Biggie. I like all these other rappers that people saying, and Nas is one of my favorite MCs. MC Shan, one of my favorites. But when it comes to Opio, Casual, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Pep Love, Tajay, you know what I'm saying? Any of the Casual, all these dope MC, Festo, D, them niggas cool, laid back, but yet aggressive. And they just knew how to have the right pocket of music. They just had that music that they lyrics sunk into the beat carried them, and they carried the beat. You know what I'm saying? And they put out shit on their own with a strategic, methodological mission. And that's why they are one of the best independent, because they stayed together and they kept it tight within their circle. And I'm going to give you an example of how tight they really kept it within their circle. I called up A Plus one time because I was working with Malik B. And I called and I got A Plus. I said, A Plus, listen, yo, I got Malik B. You know what I mean? Y'all in Philly. I want y'all to come down to you know, we linked up. He's supposed to come to somewhere, and he didn't come. Now, I'm thinking, oh, he probably got nervous, like, you know, whatever. And probably so, because he from out there in East Oak Lane. They know how Philly get down. They don't know us. But he did tell me, oh, nah, we can't do no features on our I do a feature with Malik, but we can't do no feature with Souls of Mischief, because Souls of Mischief is just our crew. And I went, wow. And notice, nobody ever really been on Souls of Mischief's album other than Festo D, Opio, A Plus, and who else is I think they're the only three, right? Yeah. Is it them? Yeah, I think that's it. That nobody else ever been on a Souls of Mischief's album but them, because that's their part, even though they part of the Hieroglyphics Crew, but they never let any outsiders in. That's tight knit. That's dope. Like that says a lot. I mean, I know a lot of them guys grew up together, but I remember that particular thing, and they ran their thing like an iron fist for real. Like they really had control. And Domino was one of the major cats. They would set their tours up. So independent, they doing their tours. And Domino was setting up production. A Plus is doing the production. They're coming out with albums strategically. They're online with an online presence. And let's not talk about the goddamn shirts. The shirts, and then I remember when they first went on to the jeans, and they was at the Magic Show and doing the jeans, because I was trying to get my stuff. My brother had B-Boy jeans, and I was trying to get into the Magic Show, and I knew they was there. And I was like, damn, it'd be cool to get with them, and boom, maybe we collab, do a B-Boy jeans, hieroglyphics. Never got around to getting to the Magic Show that particular year. But I knew they was going to be there. And they had the jeans, and they was among the first to they not the first. I know a lot of people do t-shirts, been doing t-shirts since t-shirts can be done. But the consistency of their ingenuity and their consistency of their pushing their logo brand, they understood it. Domino understood it, and they were always on a mission. They had an internet presence that was beyond any. I don't see no groups doing what they do. I see bigger groups and they get bigger money and they doing their thing. But they independently spoke. Dell always was a type of MC to me that went, man, stop trying to analyze BS that y'all heard before. I remember he said rap is hip hop and hip hop is rap. And I said, that's the way I think. And it's like everybody be trying, no, see, rap is something you do. When rap is something you do, hip hop is something you do, rap is something you live, rap is what you live, hip hop is what you, it's all entwined. And I'm like, yeah, that's my nigga, he gets it. Like he with it. And I remember seeing one of his independent DVDs that Hyro put out. And he was saying Dell was on his joint, and I said, Dell gets it. He was saying how much he liked Cameron. And he was like, nah, these niggas hard. Because cats like that to me, like Dell and other cats, we look beyond what people are trying to say. It's because even sometimes the underground be trying to diss the mainstream. And I'll be like, no. Just because we underground don't mean we hate the mainstream. And that's what Hyro represented. They represented that too. They represented both of that shit. You know what I mean? So that's just my take. Hieroglyphics is one of the dopest independent underground, overground, mainstream underground hip-hop groups, and I think they one of the best at it. Look at them now. Now they got their own warehouse. They got their own warehouse, bro. They do their own shows. They have Hyro Day. Like, come on, man. Like, I like the Roots, and the Roots are great, and they got Roots Picnic. But that's by a company. That's by somebody else. That's Hyro did their own. They got their warehouse and they do their own shows. And now I think Dell was one of the first to say, hey, you want to do this album? It's $10,000 and I'll be on the album with you. We'll go on tour together. I ain't never see that with no other group. They perfected this internet hustle thing beyond what Icy Cats do, you know what I mean? So, Hyro, one of the baddest independent groups, you know what I'm saying? No doubt. Peace. Haak Blast, y'all heard it from me. Yo, don't forget, man, get that Malik B book, you know what I mean? Y'all know I'm always sponsoring that. I just had to say that because it was on my mind. Peace.